Good morning, my friends. Frank Bice here from the Cranwell Foundation. Back in the early 90s, I was a head football coach at Canterbury. When I became the coach, I had a couple challenges. The team hadn't won a game in 4 years, and I was coaching from a wheelchair, coaching the sport that put me in a wheelchair. So in the first practice, I told the kids how I got hurt. I told them to keep their heads up. My chair disappeared, and we played the season. We used to open up against Avon Old Farms, a powerhouse in Connecticut. The week of the game, I drove up to Avon, and I found a farmer and asked him if we could do our pregame warm-ups on his farm. So the day of the game, we did our warm-ups on the farm. Then we stormed the field 30 seconds before the opening kickoff. And I wanted to use that momentum to carry us through the game. It worked for the first half. Then we got crushed. We were losing almost every game. And then we got to the Westminster game at home. It was hail, sleet, driving rain, freezing cold. We were getting banged up. We were getting beaten badly. We were down 42-0 at halftime. I can remember at halftime thinking, what am I possibly going to say to these guys to make them want to finish the game? So I tried to pull out all the stops. I said, fellas, years ago I ran out in a football field and I never walked off. And you might consider me a loser. And you might say I lost every day for the rest of my life. But what I decided to do was put my helmet on every day and go out there and do the best I can, really in the world's eyes, probably knowing that I'm going to lose, but that doesn't matter. It's a commitment I've made to myself, my family, my friends, and to God. And so what I want you to do today is put your helmets on. There's no way we're going to beat this team, but put your helmets on because it's a commitment you've made to yourselves, to your friends, and especially to God, that you would try to be faithful. So put your helmets on, go out there and finish the game. We did. We lost. That season, we never won a game. The next year we came out, we were pretty strong. We had Frank Radin, a great running back who became an All-American in lacrosse at Maryland. We won a few games, and then we played Westminster on their field, and we won. And so I said, fellas, go out tonight, celebrate. But no one is to drink any alcohol tonight. The next morning I got the call. 7 of my seniors got busted for drinking. They were all over at a kid's house. They made a couple of bad decisions. Now, with these good kids, they were terrific kids. They just made a stupid mistake. And if they learned from that mistake, maybe it was a good thing it happened. Maybe it saved their lives later. But it hurt them and it hurt the team. I had to suspend them for the next game. And then we lost that game. We lost the final game. The wind was out of our sails. In the gospel today, it's Pentecost, and Jesus appears before the disciples in the upper room, and he says, peace be with you. And they're overjoyed. They can't believe he's come back to life. And he gives them this order. He says, whose sins you retain are retained, whose sins are forgiven. Now, Jesus, during his public ministry, forgave people's sins because he wanted people to live in right relationship with God and each other. Now, were my football players bad kids? They were great kids, but they had to be punished. They had to sit out a game to get in the right standing again. Now, we all have that opportunity to turn back to God. For whatever we've done wrong, if you think you've done something so bad that God could never forgive you, you got to get over yourself. His message was God's mercy is so big, so infinite, so powerful, and his compassion and her love for each of us is so great that all we have to do is turn back to him. So whatever your religious persuasion is, if you're Catholic, you can go to confession. If you're not, you can go directly to God or to someone and say you're sorry and just turn back to God. And if you can do that, you can make the kingdom a reality. Okay, God bless you.